Hey, how's it going? My name's Nat. Coming up on Newsbreak. America celebrates the 4th of July. Australia announces its Olympic team. And we find out the story behind this disturbing puppet. But before we get into it, why don't you hit subscribe? Ka-ching! Ching. People all over the US have been celebrating Independence Day. July 4th is kind of like America's birthday, and this year we've seen everything from a flag-waving, surfboard-riding Mark Zuckerberg to a concerning amount of hot dog eating. Let's check it out.
Joe, can you sign this birthday card, please?
Whose birthday is it?
America's.
Okay.
Thanks, love you.
Maybe we're coming across a little keen, but this is a date America takes very, very seriously and loves celebrating. July 4th marks the anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, where in 1776 the US officially cut ties with Great Britain. These days it's a big party, and the whole country, including the president, gets involved. As promised, here's Mark Zuckerberg on a surfboard with an American flag.
He's actually really talented.
And this is ESPN's Independence Day hot dog eating competition. The reigning champion, Joey Chestnut here, beat his own world record, downing 76 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. One more than he gobbled last year and his 14th win.
Bit of a tangent here, but I must address it. How is it possible to eat so many of these?
Well, these professional eaters train hard to stretch their esophagus and stomach to allow more food to go down and stay down. It's very impressive and disturbing, and has nothing to do with Independence Day. But while we're here,
Happy birthday, love, Australia.
2 of China's astronauts have taken their first ever tandem spacewalk. They spent 7 hours working outside the country's Tiangong space station as it orbited Earth. They set up a panoramic camera and tested the station's robotic arm. That's important because it'll be used to move future modules around the station. With the Tokyo Olympics just 18 days away, the Australian Olympic Committee has announced the full team that'll be representing Australia. Here's Joe with sport.
All right, here are the athletes that are part of this year's record-breaking Australian team. Rowan Browning, Jessica Fox, Mac Horton, Ariane Titmus, Kate Campbell, Emma McEwen. Yeah, there are a lot of athletes. 472 of them to be precise, making it the second largest Aussie team in history. It's also made up of the most female and Indigenous athletes to ever compete for Australia. And it'll also feature the oldest Aussie to ever compete, 66-year-old Mary Hannah. Nicola McDermott, Mitch Larkin, Kelsey Lee Barber, Jessica... Aussie cyclist Ben O'Connor has taken out his biggest ever victory, winning stage 9 of the Tour de France. He battled cold and wet conditions during the 144.9km stage, finishing more than 5 minutes ahead of the rest and sending him to second in the Tour overall.
Sometimes it feels like the people around us are making confusing and odd and rather nonsensical decisions, but actually, most of the time, there's a good reason. Most of the time. Why, oh why, is this man swimming the entire length of the Seine, you might ask? On the surface, I don't get it, but there's more to this story. His name is Arthur, son of the local mayor, and he's challenged himself to swim all 775 kilometres to raise awareness about river pollution. What could anyone want with thousands and thousands of old plastic bottle caps? It's a good question, but school kids in Georgia have been collecting them and bringing them to Sandro, who's been turning them into USB cables. Each person who brings him 50 plastic bottle caps gets a free cable. And finally, there'd better be a good reason for this terrifying display of puppetry. The sequel to Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass, first came out 150 years ago, and people in Oxford, England have taken to the streets to celebrate. Well, that's all the news we've got for you today. Hit subscribe, otherwise Alice in Wonderland, the puppet, will come and get me. See you tomorrow. Bye.